Not the highest scoring games that we've sort of seen in this World Cup, but a thriller. This kept us on the edge of our seats right throughout till we got up and came here.
Yeah, it was a worthy semi-final match. Very unusual circumstances, but a very thrilling one. And I think really in the end, it's the team that had a little bit more experience prevailed in the end.
But what is it about the knockout games, and what is it about these 210, 220 targets, Dav? We saw this in 1999 in that semi-final in Birmingham. Again, these two teams, Lance Kluseler, Alan Donald, David Fleming, all involved. It came very, very close.
Close, wasn't it? Yeah, in Birmingham. I can't confess to seeing exactly how that pitch played out, but this one was difficult. And we talk about low totals, and that was a reason why it was a low total. It was because of a difficult pitch. But you know, difficult pitches can produce some really thrilling finishes, as this one proved to be. So, you know, unfortunately for South Africa, it's another semi-final exit. You know, they tried very hard, and I think they can be proud of themselves.
Okay, we've just got, just look at this on our screens. This is that 1999 ODI World Cup semi-final. Remember, it was a tie, and Australia went through because they'd won the Super 6 match with Steve Waugh getting 100, that famous quote that to Herschel Gibbs, mate, you've just dropped the World Cup. That game, 213 for Australia. South Africa, 213. Alan Donald, right at the end, Lance Kluseler seemed to be taking them home in that over bowled by Damien Fleming.
Almost exactly the same total.
It's almost exactly the same total, just one run in it. Oh. Okay, then let's put up this one. Let's put up the scorecard from today's game at the Eden Gardens. They're an absolute spectacle. It was sort of flattered by the India win on Wednesday at the Wankhede. Very high scoring game, over 700 runs scored. But this game, this scorecard doesn't tell you much, does it? Because South Africa were 24 for 4. And you believe from 24 for 4 to get to 212 was an outstanding achievement. And then Australia started off looking like they're going to finish the game off in 25 overs. They finally got there with what? 2.5 overs to spare. So it got very, very nervy.
The batting was in total contrast to each other, wasn't it? You know, they started low and then built up a little bit, whereas Australia started high and came down, and just got over the line with their experience. But really, I don't know. I think David Miller, to me, you know, definitely should be man of the match. He's done very well in a score of 212 to get nearly half of those.
They've gone with Travis Head.
Looks like
They've gone with Travis Head for his 2 wickets.
2 wickets and some runs.
He scored 50, 60 odd there. How much did he get? 62?
Yeah, I suppose fair enough too. But, you know, like you look at what an individual has done. He doesn't have to be in the winning team. You know, he also, Travis Head can also claim, you know, that he's done some good stuff in the game, fair enough as well. But I think David Miller... The
outstanding performer in this match was David Miller.
Yeah, I think so, you know. But he was helped along a little bit with some easy ones, but it's okay to say it. But, you know, he still has to prevail and get 100.
Yes, let's bring up that big final clash. We're going to see it on our screens on Sunday. It's India versus Australia, who are in their 8th World Cup final. Can I give you a sort of, my memory serves me right? Australia had won 3 on the bounce. India ended their chances of a quadruple. And you know where that game was? It's in Ahmedabad. It wasn't in this stadium. The stadium's been refurbished. It's now, it was then the Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel Motera Stadium. Now it's the Narendra Modi Cricket Stadium. Much more bigger stadium, but the same ground. India versus Australia. Are you already sort of salivating looking at the storylines? India, the home team, the red-hot team against the team which knows a thing or two about winning big games.
That's true, they do. I mean, they've had a lot of experience playing in finals, winning most of them. But I think in this case, I think India's comfortable victories, I would think. And I think I said to you earlier on, both of these teams were fighting like, cats and dogs. They're really fighting to win this game. And I reckon this game was more the final for them than what it will be on Sunday. So, if I was an Indian player sitting there watching them, I'll be really happy that they're expending so much physical and mental energy in this game. I'm not sure there's going to be much left for Sunday.
And Australia don't have much time, do they? Because they've played the second semi-final.
Yeah.
So they are in Kolkata.
Travel on Friday.
They're going to travel tomorrow, Friday. And then it's a long flight as well. They're going from the east of the country to the west. I don't think they'll be able to practice tomorrow. India have an optional practice as well. I don't think it matters at this stage anymore.
No need for practice. No.
It's just about resting, keeping fresh.
Yep.
Now, you're one of those rare coaches
Yep.
who have beaten Australia in a final of a World Cup. That is this Australian team, does it have the aura of those teams in the past? I know the border team didn't have it as much, but the 1996 team was starting to hit its stride under Mark Taylor, and then sort of Steve Waugh happened, and then the Ponting era started. So,
well, it was the conditions as well, Diggy, in Lahore, in the Gaddafi. We knew there was going to be some dew as well, which came in. So we opted to bat second to chase a score, but Australia, they got off to a flyer. Yeah, they were going at 6 and over until the spinners came on. So the conditions of the pitch assisted the Sri Lankans, but they still got 250 odd in a final, chasing 250. A little bit of dew, fair enough, but it's still an effort to get that chasing. So the conditions do make a difference, and this Indian team, I think, has been clearly the standout team. They've earned that place more than enough to play in Sunday, the final, and I just honestly feel it's going to be an Indian victory, convincingly.
okay, I hope that happens. All our viewers in India will have a ball. But you can't discount the Australians, because remember,
no, you can't.
They've huffed and puffed their way into the final. India have been dominant. Australia haven't given you sort of that confidence that, they're going to get there, but they've managed to get there. Does that make them dangerous? Because ultimately now, it's one game. And they've now won 8 on the bounce. India have won 10, they've won 8.
Look, Dick, I just feel if Australia are going to win this game, it'll be on the back of another one of those Maxwell performances. Some individual...
Something like Adam Gilchrist in the 2007 final.
Yeah, Adam Gilchrist.
A freak performance.
A freak performance. I think that's what it will take. Because man for man, on these conditions, clearly India has got the advantage. India has got the knowledge. India's got the talent right through for these conditions. And it will take something, maybe an extraordinary individual effort that may win it for the Australians, and that's the way it'll, if they're going to win it, that's the way it'll happen.